Good day, YouTube. It's December 3rd, 2017, Sunday evening. I'm trying to wrap up a weekend. Didn't get much done yesterday, Christmas parties and the like. And today, kind of finished insulating the Stepvan. Not 100%, but pretty close. And got a lot of sheeting on the passenger side wall. Got all the insulation in the ceiling. And I'm just going to get at least one sheet on the ceiling before it's all said and done. I just thought I'd show you, because I have to do this alone. So I'll just show you some tips and tricks for doing this. I made this jack. It's just 2x3 with a piece cut off and a screw in it, or a lag bolt or something. There it is. Yeah, just a screw. So it's just got a pivot point right there, and you can just use this handle right there as a jack it into place. I can just sit there and loosen it and position it. So I have this sheet where I want it. It might look a little odd. I purposely extended this 6 inches beyond the framing. I'm going to have wires and things that need to cross front and rear. So they're going to cross in this 6-inch section here. Then I'll put a little lip up right there so the wires don't fall out, but I'll have the ability to cross wires in front. And remember, these, if you've watched my other videos, these corners are wire chases, and they'll have like upholstered covers on them that will hinge away either off the ceiling or off the wall, probably off the wall. And I'm experimenting with some different hinges. There's one that I found. Maybe with a little modification this will work, but I need to get the sheeting on the ceiling so I can fiddle with stuff like that. And then all of my lighting is going to be in those corners of that piece that hinges off. So there'll be LED puck lights, dimmable, both sides, front to rear. So I'll get those. I want to get this far, get the sheeting all on so I can figure out the rest of it. I posted a video on the fantastic vent fans, on the thermostat and so forth. I kind of mocked up some of that wiring so I could show it easily on the video. And then yesterday I kind of finished it up, put it back the way it should be in this opening door and everything. And then I cut in the remote for the generator. Hang on, let me put my little clip back on so I don't hit it in the head. There we go. So that's the remote I got with the generator. Yeah, somebody drilled a hole in it. Knocked a couple corners off. It's not perfect, but it's what I got. And you can't replace it. So that will start and stop. And show the hours run on my 4,000 watt generator, which is built in back here in the corner. So I pulled this seat, which was really just sitting there, off the wheel well so I could get the sheeting in behind and the insulation. And want to get one of these ceiling pieces in, so go along for the ride with me, and I'll just show you real quick. I'll stick you in the stand, and yeah. So I have wood around the fantastic vent fan, so I'll screw that in first. Right now there's not a screw in it. It's just the jack is the only thing holding it in place. Let's see, right about there. And I'll just do that with sheetrock screws. And just enough to hold it in place, and we'll come back and screw it all in for good another day. So 4 ought to do it. Then I can take the jack out. I think. This is still wood right there. I'm covering all this with carpet, so. Ooh. This is all wood, right? Right about there. Yeah, really? Oh, good darn. Okay, let's get a couple of tech screws in. I'll show you what I'm using. I had some of these left over from screwing the deck down on the Gypsy wagon. It's a project you haven't seen yet, but anyway, it's a Phillips head. It's a flat head with a drill bit on the end. So it's kind of a tech screw, but it flushes itself out. So we'll get that in some of the metal ribs or studs in the ceiling here. That hit an existing hole. There we go. That's got a stud. Let's use wood screw. Wood screw. Whenever possible. There we go. I'm going to have to put some plywood pieces in here to splice the next piece over, which is how I've done that. Let me get one in the neighborhood over here on the edge. Oh yeah. Good enough for the moment. And then this is how my little jack works. So it's pretty crude, but it gets the job done. I'll just pull the handle back and relieve the pressure. So that's the jack. That's all there is to that. So I'm glad to be getting this far along. Again, where I spliced the plywood here, I've got a little bit of room between my insulation, where I'll just cut some plywood strips, maybe 3 or 4 inches wide here, and then screw them here. Then my next piece of plywood will butt to that, and then there's a support for that piece of plywood here. These are 2x3s that go across, so there's some structure there. So it'll be really good. Again, I'm covering everything with carpet. This is 3/8 plywood. So starting to get nice and quiet. It sounds very deadening in here now. What I want to do is continue with this next weekend and get as far as I need to, possibly even the carpet on. I'm going to maybe try and get my father-in-law to make me some window trims. I have to fix this window a little bit. When I drilled the tech screws in, it hit the framing and pushed the window out, so the outside sheet of the van itself is poked out a little bit at the bottom. I just need to drill them through the framing and reset the tech screws. Everything will be fine. And then if I could get him to make me some removable trim, so I'll carpet down and let the carpet just kind of go in, and then have a frame, kind of like a picture frame, that goes in and on the surface over the carpet, and some sort of a hardwood or something has a nice finish. It would just go on with a few screws. Gonna walk to the rear. It's probably getting dark out there. It is out the back. So that's all right. The plan is try to finish up as much of the interior as we can, so that the weekend following I can totally design this rear door. The rear doors are coming off, so I can build a ramp that will go down, so I can roll everything in and out of here on a hand truck. And that ramp's going to double as like a stage. If you've seen my other videos, you know that's all I've been talking about. And the older I get and the worse my back gets, the more quickly I'd like to get that done. Hauling 100-pound speakers in and out is something I'd like to put an end to. Getting them in and out of a hand truck would be super cool. So that's just a little update on what I've been doing this weekend. Getting the insulation and sheeting done. I'm making a mess in the barn. I'd like to get done with the making a mess thing, and then give this barn a good cleaning, and then start in on metal projects. I do like to do metal projects, but you know, you don't want to mix wood projects with metal projects. So one's greasy and hot fire sparks, and one's kind of combustible and so forth, so get them separated there. I also would like to make the doghouse for the generator, but that'll come after the rear ramp door. So thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing. Share my channel with your friends. I'd appreciate that. Let this thing grow just a little bit, make it worth my while, and we'll continue the Stepvan project and touch base with you later.